Intense heat today with extreme heat warnings now in place through the 4th of July. We'll talk more about those heat alerts in place and how hot it will feel.
We talk about a hot holiday, folks. Communities across our area are moving forward with July 4th celebrations during this heat wave. What's being done to make sure everyone is safe and cool?
Plus, holiday travel. Millions will be on the roads and at airports this weekend. What you need to know so you can make it to your 4th of July plans on time. We are diving into all of that here on the day before the 4th of July. Thanks for joining us this July 3rd. I'm Laura Levine.
I'm Chris Lovinggood on another WRAL Weather Alert Day.
Yes.
You're going to be hearing that same show open for at least the next couple of days, Grant. It's a pretty significant heat that we're talking about, dangerous heat even.
Yeah, all the way through Monday, we have weather alert days because of the intense heat. Highs reaching to around the low 100s this afternoon, and heat index values reaching to around 110, especially for our northern spots. So feeling very, very hot throughout the day today. Again, as I mentioned yesterday, the entire day won't be intensely hot, but once you get past around 11 a.m. noon, that's when you'll feel the intense heat across the area. Heat advisory to the south for heat index values still reaching pretty high today, so feeling hot across the entire area. Here's a view from Carr Lake this morning, a beautiful sunrise to start our day, just some clouds on the horizon, otherwise clear skies. Temperatures in the low to mid 70s, 77 in Raleigh, 76 in Southern Pines, 70 in Clinton, 74 degrees in Fayetteville to start today. Look at the heat index this afternoon, reaching to around 110 by 2 o'clock, staying above 100 degrees for a good portion of the day today. That's why you have to stay hydrated, take breaks in the AC whenever you can. We'll talk more about the heat for the 4th of July, and then we'll finally see a bit of relief and some better rain chances next week. That's coming up.
Yeah, it is. Heat's no joke, Grant. As we're taking a look outside right now over at I-40 Airport Road here, Boulevard, I should say, we're starting to see some more cars on the road. But I mean, for a Friday morning, not a whole lot of cars. But you got to remember, there are people who are observing the holiday today versus tomorrow. And that's why some people aren't going into the office. We are not those people. We are here delivering in the news, and we will be doing so all morning long. And you can join us all morning long, including during your commute if you have to go into the office. Keep us tuned in on the radio, 101.5 HD3. Let's go ahead and swing into some breaking news we've been following. As a person is dead after being hit by a car in Cumberland County. That crash happened on Cumberland Road at Ake Street just after midnight. The WRAL breaking news tracker was there to get this video, and a trooper tells us the person who was hit died right there at that scene. And so we're reaching out to investigators, trying to learn more about the circumstances surrounding this crash, as well as the name of the victim.
A person is in custody after a crash this morning on I-85. This happened just before 1 a.m. on the bridge over Falls Lake. So listen to this. State Highway Patrol says troopers were following the driver, who they believe was intoxicated. The driver crashed and then tried to run away. No one was hurt.
So this year is expected to be a record-breaking year for July 4th travel across the country. We are talking about millions of people who will be driving or heading to airports to fly.
Yeah, I'm a little bit jealous. All right, we have team coverage this morning with WRAL's Ali Catlabar and as well as Kelsey Coffey tracking that commute as people are heading out to those celebrations. Let's begin with Ali. TSA says that more people are expected to fly this year because the holiday falls on a weekend.
Yeah, TSA is prepping to screen about 130,000 people here at RDU over the holiday weekend. We can see those lines are flowing. It's honestly been pretty calm here at RDU this morning. No crazy lines. This is the peak time that people usually head to RDU. Now, check out this video, though, from just before the start of the holiday travel season last week. At RDU, TSA says that peak travel times are 5 to 7 a.m. and then 3 to 5 p.m. TSA says they are prepared to handle large volumes of passengers as many are traveling to celebrate the 4th. Now, we spoke with a traveler who's going home to see his family for Independence Day. He says he served in Vietnam, and being able to travel and celebrate with his family means a lot.
It's just, I'm a very patriotic veteran. It means the world to me. I mean, especially 250 years, it means a lot. It's what I do.
Amazing celebrations all over the country. Now, a reminder here at RDU, you're going to want to make sure you give yourself plenty of time still. 2 hours before domestic trips, 3 hours before international trips. Remember, more busy travel days are ahead Sunday and Monday. Reporting live at RDU, Ali Catlabar, WRAL News.
Allie, thank you. And we know many people will be hitting the road. So let's take a look at those gas prices this morning from AAA. In Raleigh, you can see a gallon of regular gas is $3.56. In Greensboro, it's $3.52. And in Asheville, it's $3.59. So WRAL's Kelsey Coffey is following the latest as people get ready to head out. Kelsey, this morning is really a good time to get going if you have those travel plans.
Laura, now is definitely the time for folks to hit the road. We can take a look here at traffic on I-40 near Rock Quarry Road. Not too much to worry about so far, but we know that the road will get packed a little bit later today. Now, if you're one of the more than 2 million North Carolinians that's driving this 4th of July weekend, we've got some of the best and worst travel times for you. The best travel time today is right now, anytime before 11 o'clock. The worst time to head out is between noon and 7. If you're coming back from your trip on Sunday, leaving in the morning before 11 is really the best option. The worst time to drive back is between noon and 6. Patrick DeHaan with Gas Buddy says gas prices are trending downwards, but you won't see any major cost differences this week.
For now, gas prices will likely continue tiptoeing lower, as well as the price of diesel. But beyond that, it's going to be subject to any new developments and whether the strait is open or whether there are new attacks and the strait is closed.
To find the lowest gas prices anywhere, head to WRAL.com and search fuel. Kelsey Coffey, WRAL News, live in Raleigh.
And in downtown Raleigh, the First and Freedom Parade steps off tomorrow morning. The parade will celebrate the people and the traditions that define our country and North Carolina specifically. It will march along Salisbury and Fayetteville streets and starts at 9:30 a.m. And yes, you will be able to stream that live on WRAL.com.
And the city of Raleigh is getting ready for a big celebration at Dix Park tomorrow night. But because it's going to be so hot, staying safe and hydrated will be important for everyone who goes out. Tomorrow's celebration will go on as planned. Firefighters and EMS will be on standby. There will also be hydration stations where you can refill your water bottle. We spoke with the parks director about the precautions people should take ahead of time.
Increasing our access to water. So we were always going to have refilling stations, kind of double down on those things, and then doing things like this with the media to say, can you help us get the word out to say, if you have a pre-existing condition, maybe you should stay home and watch it on TV.
So the gates open at 6 tomorrow night, and the fireworks will be around 9:30. There will also be shuttles from Moore Square starting at 5:30 p.m. Be sure to download the WRAL weather app for this extreme hot July 4th weekend. Make sure to turn on those push notifications so you can get important weather alerts sent right to your home screen. Starting today, you will see more patrols out on the water. The NC Wildlife Commission is launching Operation Dry Water. The goal is to reduce boating while under the influence. Alcohol is the top factor for boating deaths. Officers urge everyone to drive sober and wear a life jacket.
So if you didn't know, today is the observed holiday for the 4th of July. So you may be wondering what's open and what's closed today business-wise. Well, the post office and FedEx, they will run as usual. Most banks and retail stores will be open. State and county government buildings, though, they are going to be closed for the holiday. And that includes things such as the DMV, county offices, and public libraries. And the stock market will also be closed today. The state's $34 billion budget is now being reviewed by Governor Josh Stein after lawmakers gave it their approval. The governor has 10 days to sign it, veto it, or let it become law without his signature. The budget is the biggest in state history. It delivers pay raises for teachers, state employees, and law enforcement. Plus, it also comes with hurricane recovery funding, tax cuts, school spending, and major infrastructure investments. Now, the governor also signed 2 bills into law yesterday, and one of them aims to impose longer prison sentences for people who are convicted of exposing minors to lewd images, and the other expands eligibility requirements for certain retirement benefits for state law enforcement officers. But you can read all about these 2 bills in the NC Capitol section of WRAL.com.
Now to this morning, random and brutal are the words a Wake County prosecutor uses to describe a stabbing in Wendell. Earnhardt Joyner has been charged with assault with a deadly weapon. The prosecutor says Joyner lured a homeowner out of his house Wednesday by saying that he had his mail. When the man came out, he was stabbed several times. Joyner spoke in court yesterday against the advice of his attorney. He said that he was remorseful and has schizophrenia and bipolar disorder. The prosecutor is pursuing an upgraded charge of attempted murder. Joyner is in jail without bond.
Well, new information about recent health issues are now available that's surrounding Senator Mitch McConnell. Emergency responders were called to his Washington, D.C. home on the day he was hospitalized last month. There was a recording of the EMS call that was published by an independent journalist. The dispatcher says the call was for a cardiac arrest and an unconscious person. Well, McConnell's name is not mentioned specifically in this recording. He has not disclosed the reason for his hospitalization. So that couple that climbed the Empire State Building this week, they have been released after making a court appearance. The couple is facing felony charges in this case. They were released under court supervision, and prosecutors are calling them social media influencers who engage in risk-taking behavior to the extreme. They have another court date in late August.
Your time now, 6:10. Coastal warning. A popular beach town is worried about visitors ahead of the 4th of July holiday. Why they say people need to stay away from one particular area.
We're also celebrating America and talking about that, as there are plenty of places and ways to enjoy the July 4th holiday this weekend. We'll tell you all about it and Out and About.
And we're mostly dry through this weekend, but a few storms are possible, especially on Saturday in our far northern spots. We'll talk about a low-end severe threat to the north. Also, some better rain chances next week, and temperatures will finally cool off just a bit. I'll let you know when highs finally drop to the 90s again. That's coming up.
Stay safe with the latest WRAL Weather Alert Day info. Get up to the minute weather and traffic conditions when you get in your car. In Raleigh on 99.3 FM, in Durham 96.5 FM, and everywhere on 101.5 HD3.
Coming up on 6:14 on this Friday morning, some reminders. Make sure to stay hydrated throughout the day today. Water and electrolytes will be very important. AC is going to be a big thing too. Take breaks inside whenever possible. Check in on those pets and the elderly, of course. In this intense heat, the heat risk has expanded to more spots for that extreme heat risk. Remember, this factors in the cumulative impacts of heat and also its impact to your health as well. Extreme heat risk now stretches into central North Carolina, up into the Ohio Valley, back to the west into parts of Tennessee. Still today, you can see this covers parts of the Triangle, even points south and west included in that heat advisory, not in the extreme heat warning. Could see some extreme heat risk today. So again, be very smart throughout the day today and for the 4th of July. We'll talk more about how hot it will be tomorrow. That's coming up.
Meanwhile, outside, we're looking at I-87 and Smithfield Road right here. You'll see again, there are cars out on the road, but typically we would see a lot more volume here in terms of traffic. But it is, of course, the observed holiday today ahead of the July 4th weekend. So people are likely not on the road because they're relaxing. But the people on the road could be headed to their morning commute. If this will be you later this morning and you want to know about any slowdowns where you're headed, keep us tuned in on the radio while you're in the car. 101.5 HD3. Okay, so we have a warning for you if you're headed to the coast for the weekend. North Topsail Beach is asking visitors to stay away from a particular area in the New River Inlet. You see, first responders say they had to rescue a woman from the inlet a few days ago. And just last month, a man died after jumping into the water to save a child. The North Topsail Beach police chief says the current and a dramatic drop-off in the water, these make it hazardous for swimmers.
We've seen a lot of people end up in very grave danger up there at Beach Access 3. It's not the same as the beach, and so regardless of the conditions, don't get in the water up there. It's too dangerous.
Now, authorities say they plan to add more signage in the area to warn swimmers to stay away from the inlet. Now, there were dozens of water rescues yesterday on another part of our coast. In fact, 63 people were pulled from rip currents in New Hanover County, and 44 of those rescues were at Carolina Beach. 15 were at Curry Beach, and 4 were at Wrightsville Beach.
The final preparations are happening on the National Mall in Washington for the Big America 250 celebrations. The National Guard was out yesterday setting up fencing and securing the area. Earlier in the week, crews were getting ready for the big fireworks show. The Secret Service is preparing for up to 150,000 people at the National Mall this weekend. Steps are already being taken to try to keep people cool at the Great American State Fair. There are hydration stations set up with water bottles, ice, and fans. Well, tomorrow, NBC News will have all-day coverage of America's 250th birthday. It kicks off with a special edition of the Today Show. We'll also have exclusive coverage of the Sail Forth Tall Ship Parade in New York. It all gets started at 7 a.m. right here on WRAL. All right, a busy Independence Day weekend across the Triangle, Chris.
Yeah, let's go ahead and talk about what you can get into this weekend in WRAL's Out and About. So the July 4th fun in Garner starts tonight. The town is hosting its Independence Day celebration at Lake Benson Park. The celebration will have live music and food and tours of the Veterans Memorial. The night will wrap up with fireworks around 9:30 and gates open at 5 o'clock.
It will be a weekend full of fireworks at the DBAP. There will be fireworks shows after each of the Bulls' 3 games against the Gwinnett Stripers this weekend, starting tonight. Tickets are available online. The Durham Bulls are owned by Capital Broadcasting Company, the parent company of WRAL. And if you want to beat some of the hottest temperatures tomorrow, the town of Knightdale is putting on its 4th on First Avenue celebration at Knightdale Station Park. That's happening tomorrow morning. There will be a bike parade, live music, food trucks, and cornhole. That will be from 9 to 11:30 a.m. For more weekend activities, you can visit WRAL.com and search Out and About.
So the thing I love about and admire about the work that you do, Grant, is that you folks put a lot of work into these forecasts to tell people about the heat wave they were getting with. But I feel like you could just have that meme of that dog that's sitting in the house on fire going, "This is fine," because that's what it feels like right now in North Carolina.
Yeah, it's been frustrating, especially because, you know, when you factor in the humidity, it just felt that much hotter outside. I cooked on I sous vide some chicken last night, and I was pan searing it.
Were you sweating the whole time?
Iron. And I opened up my back door, the patio, so that way the steam could go out. And I was just like, the temperature in my apartment rose so fast.
Plus this, no good.
I know, not fun. If you're going to be doing any outdoor activities throughout the course of this weekend, make sure, hopefully you do them earlier in the day or very late in the day, because it's going to be very, very hot. I know a lot of folks will want to be outside enjoying the pool or something like that. Just make sure you're staying hydrated and have a way to move into some shade or some AC for brief periods of time off and on throughout the course of the day, because it's going to be very, very hot. Heat index values reaching as high as 110 degrees through the first half of this weekend at least. But the intensity lasts all the way through Monday. Here's a view outside this morning from downtown. It is beautiful outside. A gorgeous sunrise. Again, not a cloud in sight right now. But again, it's going to be very hot this afternoon. We start in the 70s today. 77 in Raleigh, 74 Fayetteville, 71 Goldsboro. This afternoon, though, the heat gets intense. That's why we have a weather alert day in place. 102 in Raleigh for the high, 101 Fayetteville, 100 in Goldsboro, Conway at 99 with the heat index at 109, Siler City at 100. So it's going to be very, very hot throughout the day today. Extreme heat warning is in place for the triangle. It points north and back to the west towards the triad. To the south, we have a heat advisory in place. Heat index values could reach as high, again, as 110 degrees for that heat warning. Also want to let you know about this. For the 4th of July, for tomorrow, a slightly higher rain chance than what we were looking at yesterday. Not much of a difference, but I put a 30% rain chance late in the day just because some brief storms can't be ruled out with brief strong wind gusts possible. Most everyone stays dry, but we have introduced a severe threat to our northern spots. A level 2 of 5 risk is in place for our far northern spots with some brief damaging wind gusts possible. We have some better rain chances next week, though, and with the drought monitor still not looking too great for our northern spots. Exceptional drought to the north. We need that rain. And look at this. During the first half of next week, better chances for scattered showers and storms. Tomorrow, we hit 103 after hitting 102 today, 102 on Sunday, finally in the 90s next week. A bit of relief, I guess. It won't be as hot, but we'll have better rain chances as well.
Keyword as hot, I guess. Words. All right, so I-87 right now at Smithfield Road, you'll see that, again, things are looking pretty calm for the most part here. Really, we haven't seen any significant slowdowns or even crash icons. Every once in a while, we step back at the traffic computer to see if there is something significant to tell you about. Should that change during your morning commute, keep us tuned on the radio all morning long. We'll keep you updated on 101.5 HD3.
A special gift. Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce are helping charities across the country ahead of their wedding. The big donations, that's happening right now. Plus, heat protection. Pools are expecting a lot of swimmers this week with the extreme heat. How lifeguards are protecting them and themselves in these dangerous temperatures. And if you see breaking news, have a story tip, or take video or pictures of the weather, report it to us. You can go to WRAL.com/report it to send your video pictures or tips to the news team.
Well, these extreme temperatures have people looking for relief just about anywhere right now. Is that a hornet next to me? That's what it looks like on the camera. Well, the thing is, people right now whose jobs it is to keep us safe while staying cool, this is something they're looking into right now. On the pool deck, lifeguards have to deal with pavement temperatures that can reach 120 degrees. Inside the guard office, the temperature hovers around 70 degrees, and guards can keep cool with the help of the air conditioning. Cool rags, even ice pops. Raleigh's aquatic director says lifeguards are on duty for 20 minutes at a time now instead of the usual 30 minutes.
We focus a lot on their patron surveillance and making sure that they're hydrated, that they're comfortable, and that they're staying alert is vitally important.
So if you opt for a lake instead of a pool, remember the drought is keeping lake levels lower than usual. That can create some extra dangers.
This What's Trending report is sponsored by Call Dad AC and Heating.
So there's that popular seal online that may be getting a little more attention than he wanted, and Taylor and Travis's big gesture ahead of their wedding.
Let's take a look now at what's trending. So starting here, we told you about Neil the Seal earlier this week. Well, he's the 2,000-pound seal that's really become an icon for visiting a town in Tasmania, Australia. Now he's gone viral, and that has town officials worrying about him. They're asking people to keep their distance rather than getting up close trying to take a picture. Yeah, no selfies.
Yeah, and they're worried about him, but I'll be worried about the people. Those things can get aggressive.
Very much so.
So it looks like Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce are donating $26 million to charity. And this is ahead of their reported wedding celebration today. Representatives for Swift say that the charities include food banks, music education programs, and 3 children's hospitals. It's worth noting, though, that 26 is Taylor Swift's lucky number times 2.
Yes, and we know that the couple is planning to host that big celebration today at Madison Square Garden. It's really been the talk of the week, so we'll keep following that story.
Yeah, it's a private event.
Yeah, of course. Well, let's talk about this now. 3 more teams will advance to the round of 16 at the FIFA World Cup, and 3 others will be eliminated. At 2 p.m., Australia plays Egypt. Then at 6, we have Argentina and Cape Verde. And at 9:30, Colombia plays Ghana. You can watch all these matches on Fox 50. Coming up at 6:30, hot holiday communities across our area moving forward with July 4th celebrations during this heat wave. What's being done to make sure everyone is safe and cool?
We're also talking about holiday travel. Millions of people will be on the roads and at airports this weekend. What you should know so you can make it to your July 4th plans on time.
And temperatures are mild this morning in the 70s, but we're going to quickly heat up through the day today and into the 4th of July. We'll talk more about the intense heat that we'll experience all the way through Monday of next week, and we'll talk more about some better rain chances ahead next week. That's coming up.